The Ecosystem Imperative, Redesigning the Family Office for the 2026 Landscape.
Welcome back to the SFO Intelligence Podcast. I'm your host, and today we are diving deep into a critical evolution. As we navigate the third quarter of 2026, the ultra-high net worth landscape is facing a perfect storm. We are looking at a $124 trillion generational wealth transfer, rapid AI integration, and escalating geopolitical risks. The legacy blueprint for the family office, modeled closely after institutional asset management, is fracturing. To thrive, we must undergo a profound paradigm shift. For decades, family offices have operated in silos. Investments, philanthropy, and risk management are treated as separate teams with disparate systems. We've historically called the operational burden the manual tax, but it's actually a crisis of translation friction. Highly paid professionals are burning their cognitive bandwidth, just translating localized data so other departments can understand it. Eradicating this friction is our first imperative. How do we build an integrated ecosystem? First, we must rethink philanthropy. It's no longer a soft cost center. It is the structural bridge to the next generation. By using philanthropy as a sandbox, the next gen learns capital allocation and governance in a high-purpose, lower-risk environment. It transforms from a simple financial outflow into the ultimate tool for generational retention and alignment. Second, we must deploy AI not as a glorified calculator to automate manual tasks, but as the office's central nervous system. Built on a unified ground truth data model, AI becomes the universal translator across the organization, reducing friction to near zero and freeing your human capital for high-judgment strategic work. But technology is only half the battle. The talent market has shifted. We need to stop over-indexing on narrow Wall Street pedigrees and start hiring connectors. These are leaders with high emotional intelligence and cross-domain experience who naturally build trust across silos and translate complex concepts between the family and the staff. Finally, we must avoid the efficiency trap. In a complex, volatile world, a perfectly optimized network is a perfectly fragile one. Family offices must intentionally design strategic slack, deliberate redundancies, overlapping risk checks, and cross-trained talent. Sacrificing 10 to 15% of pure operational efficiency buys the fault tolerance you need to survive a black swan event. This brings us to the ultimate paradigm shift. For too long, we've assumed a family office is a financial entity that happens to employ humans. We need to invert that. A family office is a human entity that happens to manage capital. Capital is just the fuel. The family's continuity, flourishing, and impact are the engine. If you found this episode valuable, please like, share, and subscribe to the XFO Intelligence Podcast channel. We also invite you to join the XFO Connect community to continue the conversation and network with peers. For registration details, simply email us at xfointelligence@gmail.com. Disclaimer: the content of this podcast is for informational and educational purposes only and does not constitute financial, legal, or investment advice. Always consult with qualified professionals before making any strategic or financial decisions.